Hello ladies and gentlemen, as always, I'm your host, AirsoftAL. New angle, actually, testing out my Kodak camera right now to see if this angle actually works. But moving on from there, of course, ladies and gentlemen, I have today a revolver to review. This one was actually provided by Larry, who actually is a player I like to play with at, Two Player Airsoft Club. Cool guy, fun guy, and just a police veteran as well. And actually is doing some pretty cool stuff with charity. And even doing stuff to help promote airsoft as well as just the good player camaraderie. So, when he was talking about his revolver, that is a certain brand that I know everyone is going to probably lose their mind about because of my history with said brand. Do know that the brand itself is actually, or at least this revolver, is not that brand, but actually a repaint of another brand that I'll get to in a bit. So, what is this revolver, you may be asking? Well, ladies and gentlemen,
I don't like where this is going.
it's none other than an 8-shot revolver. And, the brand in question is GameFace.
Bad touch! Bad touch! Stranger danger!
Now this is the point where most people, like 99% of people, would do this.
Out of this house! Out of this house! Spirits be gone from this house.
Oh, hold on. I dropped my pen.
Now, yes, everyone knows that my love-hate with GameFace goes very much so deep into the bone. As such, do know that I will try my best not to be angry at the company itself for rebranding essentially a wind gun. And yes, this is a wind gun revolver because it basically takes all wind gun parts, but the price tag itself is about 70 bucks, or at least $72 on Amazon. Now when I say this is an 8-shot revolver, I mean it is a literal 8-shot revolver, which, sad to say, the actual cylinder release is not that easy to actuate. It actually is a bit, well, it doesn't exactly have a return spring that you would find on a lot of them, but it does work at least, that's the good thing. But yes, it's an 8-shot revolver, uses a standard wind gun 8-shot clip. This is technically a clip, not a magazine, since it actually holds in place the BBs and does not have a spring or some sort of pressure pushing the BBs into a reservoir. So yes, in this case, you would be correct using a nomenclature of this being a clip. So, 8 shots, and again, it is a single or double action revolver. The safety, as you would find in other wind guns, is of course the cylinder release itself goes back to lock it into place, goes forward in the middle to fire, and then of course once again to release the cylinder, it goes all the way forward. The CO2 is in here. This is still the same CO2 that was in there at the game, so yeah, one of those things. The construction itself is a metal body with a polymer barrel. Yes, this barrel is polymer, but that does lead to 3D printing possibilities. However, what I'm going to be doing with this is something I know Larry is going to enjoy. So, at $72, what do you get out of the box? You get this, 2 extra 8-shot clips, and again, it's actually pretty decent revolver. You have your standard revolver sights right here with windage and elevation. You have the one white dot front sight. No threading, however, don't let this fool you right here. This entire barrel is all one piece. You cannot remove the compensator. Yeah, can't really do much with it. How you remove the barrel itself is literally you punch out that little pin there, this pin here, and the entire front assembly goes off with the inner barrel. Again, basically is compatible with all wind gun aftermarket parts, meaning that you can basically turn this thing into a ridiculous 8-inch barrel, or even a freaking 20-inch barrel, or whatever you want to do with this thing that is beyond absolute insanity. So enough of my gabbing, let's get some FPS, and of course, well, take it out to see how she does as an actual pistol instead of range. I want to see if I can actually hit targets with this thing, more or less. Alright, so we've got the cylinder all loaded up. I've got the chronograph here. I am very curious to see, even with the CO2 that's in here that was from the game Saturday, what we're getting at, FPS-wise. 395, 381, which is 1.35 joules, 384, 1.37 joules, 377, 1.32 joules, 402, 1.50 joules, 415, 1.60 joules, 396, 1.46 joules, 362, 1.22, and we are out. So, pretty decent FPS, if I'll say so myself, and yeah, now I have to do the joule count, or else it's not official anymore, because fields are now counting joules. So, yeah, if that joule or FPS is allowed at your field, then, yeah, let me know in the comment section down below. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, let us take this outside and do a quick pistol test with 8 targets. See if I can hit all 8 targets at once. With .2 gram BBs at probably 20 feet, give or take. Let's do it! Right behind me are 6 can poppers and a barrel. I'm going to be shooting 6 shots there, and then the last 2 are going to be on that barrel. So, this should be interesting. I'm going to start the low ready with the hammer cocked, and then I'm going to basically do just double action for the rest of them, seeing how fast and accurate I can get on them. So, here we go. And go. Shot low. Shot to the left. Shot to the left. Hang it. There it goes. There we go. Hang it. There we go. And I'm out. But something with the iron sights. Because what I had to do, I don't know if you could see it, was my sight was basically lined up on this first, and what I had to do was basically shoot here, was where I was shooting in terms of low, because this thing, with the iron sights where they were shooting basically low and to the right, or to the left, depending on how you want to look at it. But basically, this is where the BB was shooting, because it was pretty close to the iron sight, but again, my eyesight was basically, yeah, so that's actually pretty interesting. Anyway, let's get back inside and actually give a final version on this, because I only brought 1 cylinder worth of ammo, and I'm not going to basically stay out here in the heat any more than I have to, because I am wearing a wool beret. And as much as anyone wants me to make the joke because of what's on the beret, I'm not going to make the joke. Thank you very much. I've heard enough in the Mojave Wasteland already. And don't you think any of you can make that in the comment section? So help me, you're getting a big earn if you do! At the end of the day, it is a very much so good revolver. And I mean that. In the most literal sense, it is a very good revolver. It's a very solidly built revolver. I would say go ahead and get a wind gun, but if you're only able to go to a big box store or order from Amazon, yes, there are wind gun revolvers on Amazon. But if you like this for its look and design, I would not blame you. I have always been a sucker for built-in compensators because, I'll be honest, they look cool and they do have a function in the real steel world, but for airsoft, they're just there for cosmetic purposes. And on this, if you remove the orange tip, I would not blame you for getting that just for that compensator. And again, it's a very solidly built revolver based off of the 357 frame, as well as, again, it being 8 shots. So, again, I would not blame you for getting this for the price tag it's offered at. And if your field allows it, you can run this on the field. Either way, though, as to the final verdict for this honestly interesting little revolver, what's there to say outside of it gets no more, no less than a 9 out of 10. It's a 9 out of 10 a must own, and doesn't get the 10 out of 10 legendary simply because it's a rebranded wind gun. I will not highly rate something that's a rebrand and not its own thing. GameFace is basically just a part of, well, Crossman. And Crossman is a company in its airsoft division that, like I said, I got a history with. So, It might be a little bit of personal bias kind of painting it, but in terms of just the revolver itself, it is a very good revolver, and for the price tag, it definitely is. But as for what I'm doing to this, well, I have a certain bit of parts that Larry is going to allow me to do this to make it and go from, of course, your standard revolver, 8-shot revolver, to a revolving rifle. Meaning that Larry will no longer be going around with just the standard 8-shot wheel gun. He'll be getting an 8-shot revolving rifle with its own box and everything. But to see his reaction when he gets it, you're just going to have to wait and see, folks. You're just going to have to wait and see. But until then, as always, I've been AirsoftAL. And next time, ladies and gentlemen, we go away from guns for just a minute to talk about, well, tracer units. Or in this case, a overpriced piece of shit. Till next time. And if you want to help out the channel, please consider donating to either the PayPal or the Cash App down below to donate directly to the channel, to help out the channel directly. Or if you want something that's actually kind of cool, our sponsor, Braytac, makes 9mm impact adapters for Thunderbees right here that take something like this that would be powered by CO2 and make it to where when you pull that pin, you throw it, it impacts a 9mm blank inside that cylinder. Check out our affiliate link down below if you want something from Italy that makes this into something that's fucking awesome. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, I've been AirsoftAL, and I shall see you lovely, lovely people in the next video. Till next time, later.